Ah, hello and welcome to another layout update, which is I think update number 3. So a lot's happened since then, and there's been quite some time since I've done a layout update, but that's because I've been busy updating the layout and changing it and swapping my mind and changing my mind and built and making new things. But we're firmly onto the area called Shaw and Crompton. So I think in the last video I did say it was going to be Shaw and Crompton, but we had big platforms that were straight. So the first thing that I wasn't happy with was the platforms, and Shaw had curved platforms and it was very noticeable. So I decided to hand make these curved platforms out of MDF and cover them. And I think to the eye it makes it look quite nice. So you can see I've put the upstarter signal in, which was quite a thing at Shaw, because everyone knew when the train was coming that would pop up, and obviously the tracks continued on to Oldham and Manchester. And I used to stand there as a boy looking down the tracks waiting to see what was going to come up. So we've done the platform, we've curved everything, we've done the parts of the coal yard that was originally there, so that just represents some of it. Originally in the 1960s this was about 10 or 12 tracks wide, but we just got to imagine that's gone under the housing estate and 3 tracks were left. So we're going to move on to the next area, which is where all the point work is. I've now curved this little line off, and it'll go through a gate, and that'll be off to a private siding, which was actually there in the 1930s and 40s. I think it was called the Beale Hairwork. So we'll put a little gate on and some bushes, and it'll look like it used to go off over there. Let's move on to this area. I've remodelled a lot of this to incorporate what was the track plan of Shaw. Now it's modelled where it was single track off to Rochdale, and I wanted to put in this siding, which was called the turnback siding, which trains that come up from Manchester on that line used to come into this siding and then come back out across this junction and into the other platform here and wait at that signal for time to pick up its passengers and go back, whereas some of the trains used to go all the way through here under Linney Lane Bridge and carried on to Rochdale. So you can see a diesel trains there, a class 110, which were occasional visitors to the line. That would then wait to go into the platforms down there. This building is probably not going to stay, but I'm going to build one of the big mills that used to be around here, and that'll sit around where this factory is. And this area is a little bit of modeller's license, because I don't think there were sidings coming up to the factories, but I'm going to leave that in, and I'm going to leave there weren't sidings here. They were from a previous idea from the earlier layout called Denshaw. So I've just curved them round, and I'll put station fencing up, and so that'll show that these are sort of old sidings and will make them look like they're a bit disused. The area here at the front, which used to be a big goods warehouse, we're actually going to put some allotments, because the goods warehouse would just block everything off, and it's too big. But I believe there were some allotments further up, but of course things are a bit compact, so we'll lose what was a goods yard and we'll just put some nice allotments in there. The Fiddle yard is much the same if you want to come and have a look in here, but I'm going to have a little remodel to make this smoother still. So as you can see, the turn back siding is just a siding, it extends under the bridge. You can fit a free, that was to allow a free coach train into the siding and go back out again. So we're going to have a fiddle with a fiddle yard. That's the next project. Also, the point motors are going to be installed next. Now I've finalised the track diagram. Yeah, well, nothing else to report at the moment. I'll be giving more updates very soon, as you'll see the layout will come on leaps and bounds, and have a few announcements and surprises for the next issue, which is sort of playing in the back of my mind. So until then, model on.